I didn't you in a place like this. It's been 5 years, hasn't it? Has it already been that long? You've grown a lot since I last saw you. Cha Wun-Yeop. It doesn't seem like a situation to greet each other warmly. It wasn't like that in the first place, was it? That's true, I remember getting scolded harshly by the family head. I learned more than just 1 or 2 things from that harsh kick on that day. Did you carry that one incident with you all this time? Such kind words. Would you be able to forget that pain so easily? Of course not, it's different from back then. Why don't you try receiving it once? You're using a sword with your own distinctive style. Kyo. Isn't this Seema's sword technique? I can't believe he's using this kind of swordmanship. Seol Soo Beom. You've changed too. Well, I've always wanted to face someone like you. This story begins in the most prominent, Kamseuk Seol family among the Kamseuk families, through the vision technique of the 6 sword trials. I heard that on a cold winter day, a poorly dressed couple abandoned a child at the gate of the Kamseuk Seol house and disappeared. The child was picked up by a nanny and ended up as a servant at the Seol house. That child is me, Cha Wun-Yeop. I've been serving in this household for almost 10 years now. Didn't they say even a village school dog can recite poetry after 3 years? As I grew up here, one thing I've come to realize is that, contrary to public opinion, our master is an extremely foolish person. Kamseuk Schoolhouse's master, Seol Sadeok, performs the secret technique of Kamseuk Seol family every morning. His appearance, akin to a white crane dancing, led to the naming of his sword technique as white crane swordsmanship. However, by seeing such a sight every day, I could find an aspect in the master's swordplay that bothered me. The white crane swordsmanship, I perceived, emphasizes defense. Adopting a posture Tai can easily withdraw at any moment, and become stronger in the next breath. However, in the latter part of our master's 5th sword stroke. What are you doing there again? Master's swordsmanship is so impressive that one momentarily lost myself and just watched in awe. What would a lowly servant like you understand even if you see it? I'll talk about the aspects of the white crane swordsmanship that bother me in the master's display some other time. Anyway, the master must have researched for decades for that sword technique. Yet, even in the eyes of a lowly servant like me, flaws in the swordsmanship are apparent. You rascal. Stop bothering the master and come here right now. Grandpa Huang. You're here. Even if it's amazing, it's not polite for a servant to stare at the master so openly. Be careful. It's hard to believe that such a person is a top-notch martial artist in the Murim, and another reason why I consider the master a foolish person. The master's first marriage partner was a woman named Manga. It said that he treated Lady Min poorly. Even though who only heard stories through the family members and other servants while running errands, I could see how great Lady Min was. However, the two clashed in opinions at crucial decisions, and upon reflection, no matter how many times, Lady Min's thoughts were correct. So, during important decisions, everyone at Seol family followed Lady Min and respected her. The head of the family, Seol Sadeok, jealous of Lady Min's intelligence, gradually treated her more coldly. Eventually, the master's coldness towards Lady Min extended to her children, and this didn't change until the moment Lady Min passed away. Pushing away his family with his foolishness and losing a wise wife, it's undeniable that our master is truly a foolish one. For now, let's leave the background story of the Seol family aside, and delve into my story. More precisely, the story of me, Cha Wun-Yeop, and Seol Soo Beom. Today's harvest is great once again. Hey, who dares to grab me by the neck? Why, young master, who was picked up by the prison camp and served as a slave, started running errands around the town when I was around 7 years old. The great master needs a brush and paper the Chanmo ladies need salt and garlic, right? As a result, I started paying attention to various things happening in the neighborhood. It's that guy again. Most of the people my age that I meet on the streets are orphans like me. Since they don't have money, they filled their stomachs by stealing food from other people's stores. If any of them got caught because they weren't that great of a thief, you bastard. You little thief. Ah. They were often beaten until their souls escaped. But I am different. Even without looking around, I can feel how many eyes are watching me, and I instinctively know how to move along a certain path, to avoid the attention of people around me. That's how I got all of this without arousing the store owner's suspicions. I have been picking dumplings, rice cakes, pancakes, etc. The orphans in the village who were given this naturally followed me. My special ability alleviated children's hunger. It wasn't a very bad feeling. That day, as usual, I was excited to pick up my harvest and head home. I never imagined that a disaster would await me. The harvest is great today, too. Hey, who's trying to tear the back of my clothes? Put down what you're holding. Oh, the great master? This is from Mr. Hong's dumpling shop, this is Yugi's from the snack shop next to the alley, and you stole this from Mr. Yu's rice cake shop. Since when have you been steal ing like this? Aha. What are you talking about? He didn't just catch me stealing, he knows exactly where I stole from. This guy, but I never saw the great master in the market. Now, you're even lying. I've done this over 10 times. How come I never noticed the great master watching me? Are you still planning on lying? I was completely caught off guard. I'm scared. Everything I do in front of the great master seems to be visible to him as clearly as the inside of Buddha's palm. However, my fear was beyond the fear of getting a kick or a slap, it was more fundamental. The fear that there is someone who can see right through me. It is understandable to steal once out of hunger. But if you keep stealing every time, you will be nothing but a thief for the rest of your life. What a dirty and shameful thing. He's deliberately scolding me in a crowded place, my face known on the street. Outside the front door of our house, there is a hole under the roots of the Zelkova tree. I will put one of my wallets there every day. Whenever you go out to run errands, take it with you and use it to buy food. In return, if you steal just one more time, from now on, I'll cut off your wrists. If I do this, I will become a servant who has atoned for his sins and earned his master's gratitude. I will no longer feel the thrill of stealing. Knowing my movements wasn't enough, but that memory of his to identify and guess the source of all stolen items, the insight to allow him to instantly understand what kind of person you are just by looking at your eyes. The great master, Seol Subium, is the scariest human being I know. However, the head of the family, Seol Sadiok, did not recognize the great master's qualities. He was infatuated with his new wife and was playing around with her. This is why I think the head of the family is stupid. The new wife mentioned here is the eldest daughter of the Kamseuk family, Chang Sanmi. She is a clever woman who married into the Seol family, the leading family in Gansu, with the intention of taking power. She used to get people in her family on her side and drive a wedge between the father and his son. At first, I was annoyed at the sight of the great master being bullied, but at some point it became irritating. Why is the great master left defenseless against Chang Sanji's attacks? With his level of abilities, he can easily end her life with a single blow. I didn't like that at all. So, even though I was a spectator, I thought that if there was a gap, would have to join in on this. Huh. That, Seol Son. The second daughter of the Seol family, Seol Songi. What? This/s the Grand Master's room. What's going on with Seol Songi? It's clear that she's up to something. Now they're even using their own daughter. I won't know unless I check for myself what kind of trick it is. Since ancient times, conflict is something that grows and intensifies. Especially in the old-fashioned Seol family. Will we be able to see a proper fight between Chang Sanmi and Grand Master this time? The clumsy Seol Songi would have definitely left a mark, I knew it. Well then, shall we take a look and see what she was hiding? What is this? Land document? I get it. They are planning to make a fuss and blame the Great Master for the missing land documents. If this was discovered, the Great Master he will fall into an abyss with no return. Okay, then. What should I do with this? If this land deed is discovered in the young master's room, he will be guilty of the serious crime of embezzling the family's fortune. Cha Sanmi is definitely aiming for that. Although the young master has caused me shame and agonizing pain, he has never broken his promise to pay for the children's food since that day. At first, I thought he was just trying to save face by trying to change his habits, and I thought he would stop after giving a few pennies. But until now, whether it rained or snowed, the young master continued to put money in the hole. He never breaks his promises to his servants, so he is truly worthy of being the young master of a prestigious family. However, such righteousness does not prevent Cha Sanmi's petty tricks. Even so, how could I be tricked by someone like Seol Sang-hui? If the great young master disappears like this, what will happen to my dignity, which was severely damaged by him? Moreover, the war between Cha Sanmi and the young master that I was looking forward to will be over before it even starts. Do you think I'm just going to watch that happen? For a fight to be interesting, both sides need to be evenly matched. If one side is too strong, the fight will be over before it even starts. And if one side is too weak, the fight won't be worth watching. In either case, there's no point in watching the fight. So what's the point of living if you can't enjoy a good fight? So, this is just me protecting my own happiness. It's not because I'm impressed by the young master's kindness, or because I respect his outstanding ability and righteousness, or because he's kind to hungry children. It's definitely not. A few days later, at the Xie family, Seol Su Beom, you bastard. Do you know why you're called here? No, I don't know. Everyone from Cha Sanmi and Seol Sang-hui is gathered here early in the morning. What are they up to this time? You're trying to deny it. The land deed I recently signed is gone. You don't know where it is? Yes, I don't know. So are you saying that the land deed grew legs and ran away on its own? Don't just sit there. Speak up. Do you really don't know anything? I don't know for sure, but I've noticed that the young master has been going out to the slums a lot lately. He's a grown adult now, so I'm worried that he might pick up the bad habits of the little kids in the slums. I'm just worried. I see. So this time, you're trying to frame me as a thief? Oh, right. Now that I think about it. Yesterday, while I was in the laundry, I saw something like a scroll in the young master room. If I'm unjustly accused here, all of my hard work will be for nothing. I've been putting up with this all this time to keep my promise to my grandmother, but this kind of nonsense. The second daughter of the Seol family is helping out the servants. This is unheard of. You have a good heart. Is that so? I guess you didn't know because you were out in the slums. You're lying without batting an eye. What are you doing, you low servant? Get back to work. I saw you clearly beating the lower-class people like they were insects. Can't father even see through such a flimsy trick now? Search the young master's room immediately and find the scroll. Yes, sir. Master. I found the scroll. It was in the young master's closet, just as the young lady said. I knew it. I'll know what it says when I read it. Even the servants would be ashamed of the farce that is unfolding at the family. Let's see, What the F***k is this? This is not a land deed, it's graffiti. It's ridiculous, but it's definitely the first form of the vision technique of the 6 sword trials. Cha Wun-Yeop. That kid did it. I hid it in the closet because I was ashamed of my drawing skills. Is there something wrong with it? Gasp. How did he know that I was here right away? He's really a scary person. Then, father. May I go back now? Oh, of course. You may go back. But, father. Seol Sang-hui. Stop it now. Thus, the land deed theft incident came to an end. The land deed, which is the evidence in this case, is still in my hands. I doubt anyone would have imagined that the culprit would be a young servant who runs errands. That being said, how long are you going to let yourself be pushed around like this? At least you should know how to protect yourself, if you're going to let this bastard take advantage of you every time, so it was you after all. Lady Seol Soo-yeon? Seol family's young lady Seol Soo-yeon, were you surprised? I'm sorry. What is the young lady doing at this hour of the morning? I just thought. You would be stealing by now. I heard from my brother that you were providing food to the hungry children. I see. *T. Even the young lady is quite perceptive. Even though stealing is not the right way to do things, I think you can be proud of yourself for what you did. It's good to know that there are still people in this world who know the meaning of righteousness. Ahem. No. It's not like that. I just have a bad habit of stealing. Even when I helped the young master this time, I was just angry because I was beaten by the youngest daughter, anyway. I'm not as good of a child as you think I am. But I still want to thank you. I'm so glad that you, the clever one, helped my brother. If it was the young master, he would have definitely said that I'm not clever, but a cunning bastard, the kindness of being able to find good points in someone and talk about them, a gentle nature where she doesn't get ahead of herself, despite being intelligent, and instead observes the surroundings first, even if Cha Sanmi acts viciously. Was she holding back because she is bound by the reputation of being the best in the world? It's better to be a servant like me who has nothing to lose. TSK. Who cares about the honor of the family or the name of the ancestors, anyway? Both young master and young lady, how are they going to cope with what they tried so hard to protect? Why, young master? Your grandmother suddenly disappears? It's really frustrating. Grandmother, young master, internal fights within the family will only lead to unnecessary sacrifices. You must always protect our Xie family as the eldest son. That is the final wish of this grandmother. I apologize, grandmother. My son, I can no longer watch over our current Xie family. The funeral of the old lady was conducted in a gloomy atmosphere. Let's quietly send her off. Lady Soo-yeon grieving, the sight of the young master suffering was almost too difficult for me to witness. However, I can't intervene in things like this as I did during the land document incident. I can only watch from a distance. Now, the Xie family will fall into the hands of Cha Sanmi. If that happens, the young master will, but strangely, Cha Sanmi just left the young master alone. It was as if she was waiting for the right time. And so, about a month passed, and the season changed. Since the old lady's death, the young master often found himself lost in thoughts. I could vaguely guess what those thoughts were. And so, I had to make certain preparations as well. This must be the last nation. Just as I expected, are you leaving again? Oh. It's you again. If the young master has made such a big decision, he'll need a considerable amount of money to meet that decision. Take this with ya. So you were waiting, as if you knew I was leaving. I waited for you on this chilly night. Ugh, honestly, I don't understand. Why are you leaving the Xie family on your own? Haven't you had plenty of chances to stand up against Lady Chu? You should have shown the true qualities of the eldest son of an orthodox noble sect, just like you did to me. Why did you hide such exceptional abilities until this point? I know that it was the wish of the old granny. She didn't want her son and grandson fighting, with the new daughter-in-law causing the downfall of her former son. She wouldn't have wanted such disastrous results. However, now that grandmother has passed away, there's no reason to adhere to that anymore. Don't be mistaken. I will. The forces that target us are deeply rooted in the martial arts world, like a snake in the grass. Now that Cha Sanmi has taken control of the Xie family, the Chu family is likely planning to push me aside. Then, father. My father will eventually realize, even though it'll be too late by then. But I am the eldest son of the Gansu's first family. I cannot just stand by and watch. I will become even stronger than I am now and handle them all. Indeed, I understand your words well. It seems even the young master finds it difficult to become stronger within the current Xie family. What are you trying to say? The arrogance and tediousness of the orthodox sects? For example, the best martial arts technique in Gansu, Baikak swordsmanship. The fifth sword form of Baikak swordsmanship, two-sword style. Two-sword styles combine offense and defense with the sword. In order to be able to retreat, you need to exert more force and push your hips back like this, but our family refuses to adopt this posture, deeming it unimpressive and not fitting for the orthodox sect style, leaving vulnerabilities. Isn't it time for you to go beyond the limitations of our Xie family and see and learn more outside? You. I admit your insight, but, surely you're not trying to insult our Xie family in front of me, right? Of course not. I also grew up eating and living in the Xie family. It just seems that the power of the unorthodox faction is stronger than that of the orthodox. I came to bid farewell to the young master, who is leaving on a long journey, because I was worried. Fine, whether you become orthodox or unorthodox, just be as you've always been, please. If you steal or do anything wrong, I will be the one punishing you. There's one last thing I wanna ask. Yes? Another one? What is it? If Suyin is in trouble, just once, as I did for you, please help that kid. Suyin is a clever child, but just in case, continue to show interest in her like you are doing now. In interest? What are you talking about? When did I ever show interest in Lady Suyin? Kid, getting worked up about the word, interest. Are you really concerned about Suyin? This is unnecessary. Do as you please with it. I hope that your mischievousness makes the world more entertaining. Young master left with those final words. It felt like the last conversation between brothers, which I realized later on. I guess this should be enough. Everyone is wailing. So I shouldn't be late. And time passed by quickly. Before we knew it, spring had come. As spring approached, the days grew warmer. It's been less than half a year since the young master left, but I've grown like a bamboo shoot in that time. Thanks to that, I've managed to handle more tasks, traveling around here and there. Each time, I explored the area thoroughly, covering both the village and its surroundings, to ensure the well-being of the people the young master had left behind. Thankfully, Suyun's doing just fine, with no big issues to worry about. Unlike the young master, she has no reason to clash with the Cha Sanmi. The young master probably saw this coming and had faith in Lady Suyun's cleverness before he took off by himself. Yes, he even left behind the last insurance. Me. The young master's ability to influence people with just a few words shows he's way more powerful than I am, doesn't it? Someone from the Yael family is coming? What's happening? Well, I'm back. Oh, as expected, it's Cha Wun-Yeop. You've skillfully chosen only the prettiest ones. Is something else going on? The Yael family is sending someone, and it seems they're planning a lengthy stay. Ensure we have ample food prepared. I guess since it's the main family of Kamseuk Clan, they're mindful of their dignity in various ways. But it's strange, the Yael family isn't a family known for receiving generous treatment from the Kamseuk Clan family. Cha Wun-Yeop. Please take a look at my sword skills. Hey, you all. Keep it down. Go and buy whatever you want to eat. Not just any food, but all that's fitting for a feast table. With such gatherings, it seems like there is a celebration happening. A celebration? Since you made the deal, this money is mine to keep. A feast for external guests, yet. There hasn't been anything worth celebrating in the village recently. What's this? Please it. It's said to be a treasure for you. The Yayul family's young master seems to have put sincere effort into the engagement with Lady Soo-yeon. Now is the time for our Kamseuk family to lead and care for many people. I believe Soo-yeon feels the same way. With the family head occupied and the young master gone without word, as the eldest daughter, it falls upon you to manage significant external affairs. Please understand and support me for the family. Soo-yeon continued her routine quietly. In the young master's absence, attempts were made not just to leverage external forces for control over the Kamseuk Seol family, they even tried to sell out Soo-yeon as a tool. As a servant of the Kamseuk Seol family, there are limits to the information I can gather. If Soo-yeon goes elsewhere, all that's left for me to do is... Arg! This damn white crane swordsmanship is not what I wanted to learn. What's this? This brat is swinging a wooden stick? Ugh! Seol Sangael and Seol Songi, why are you here? This insolent child. What do you think you're doing with such arrogance? I was cleaning up the debris scattered around the firewood. To you, does that just look like picking up tree branches? These kids. Are they up to something again? I heard you've been secretly watching my father's martial arts training each morning. You lowly servant, you want to learn martial arts like me? Seol Sangael, the second son of the Kamseok family, arg. How about this? I'll personally teach you how to use a sword. I see, these guys. They were invis, tigating the Kamseuk Seol family servants under Cha Sanmi's orders. Get up. From now on, I'll swing this wooden stick, so try to defend yourself. Why are you so hesitant? Don't you want to do it? No matter what, this brat has no sense of respect. You really want to get beat by a nobody like me, who's not even a master? Arg. Oh Appa. Ouch. Sangael Appa. Show him what you've got. How dare you? Evade my strike so brazenly? This left a mark on my pre-Sia's face. You damn brat who mooches off our house. Damn it, I got angry for no reason and escalated the situation. Now, I've no choice but to endure hits until Seol Sangael tires, these kids. They always make things difficult for me. Damn it. Had the young master taken only the land deed, I might have been free. What can a lowly brat like me do, young master? It would be great if, someday, I could meet up with the young master again, this time with impressive martial arts skills of my own, yet, here I am, a lowly servant who swung a wooden stick. I guess it's only natural to take hits because of my low status. Learning swordsmanship seems a distant fantasy. It's clear I'd likely perish from a single blow from the young master as I age. How absurd would it appear, then, for me to stand defiantly, muttering in the young master's presence. In this condition, neither Soo-yeon or anyone else will be capable of protecting anything. I'll probably be crawling in the dirt, unable to distinguish between heaven and earth. If you see me in such a pathetic state later, young master, what look would cross your face upon seeing me? I hate it all. Nothing has changed from the past, even my situation, where I'm getting beaten by a weak punch that's nowhere near as powerful as a tenth of the young master's. It's truly sickening, these guys. What the hell are they doing? Who is it? Soo-yeon. Lady Soo-yeon. I'm embarrassed. The person I should be protecting is actually protecting me, Lady Soo-yeon. Next time I will definitely, hey. Come to your senses. Given that you were talking in your sleep, it appears you were deeply upset about being hit. You were always the type to dodge trouble. What went wrong this time? My body? What? It doesn't hurt as much. Has the injury healed already? How long have I been lying down? A whole day has passed. It's about the same time as when you were beaten to the ground yesterday. Yesterday, I definitely met Soo-yeon, your ribs are injured. If left untreated, your abdomen may swell, making movement challenging. Sangul deliberately inflicted the most painful wounds. I will apologize for this on his behalf. Ugh, you'll start feeling better soon. I've managed your blood pressure to alleviate the pain. Rest now. Well, I did meet her. She knocked me out to lessen the pain. Boy, are you that sad about the eldest lady getting married, huh? What kind of nonsense is that all of a sudden? That's just how it is at your age. Didn't the news of the eldest lady's marriage make you angry enough to have a fight with the younger master? Do you think I'm that stupid? It doesn't really matter. Even if we fools attempt to contest their choices, you're concerned about the eldest lady's departure too. Grandpa is also thinking of the eldest lady, right? Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden? I cook. If you scream like that, my ribs will tremble. Now that I think about it, weren't you originally living with Jongwon? The fact that Soo-yeon sent you here, isn't it because of your strong ties to the Seol family and your reputation as a reliable individual? It makes sense now. I recall how sad you were at the old lady's funeral. What kind of relationship did you have with the old lady? Can I say this is similar to me trying to protect Lady Soo-yeon? Huh? What do you mean? I told Grandpa Huang about what had happened in the Seol family so far. The land document event between Chang Sanmi and the young master. The misdeeds of Sangul and Seol Sunghai under their family observation, and Soo-yeon's sudden marriage news, and my suspicion that everything involving Cha Sanmi seems murky. So, I'm saying that it's suspicious that Cha Sanmi is rushing into this marriage. It really makes me worried. Haven't you spent your life deceiving others? Why are you revealing your true feelings now? Huh? You've always tricked this old man who raised you, you evil bastard. Huh? I hear that a lot, but I didn't mean to make fun of you. My stomach hurts as I speak. I heard your ribs were damaged. The eldest lady prevented blood clots, so at least you were spared from the pain. Capturing blood means that an individual who has learned martial arts can regulate the internal energy flow and eliminate blood clots. It's all thanks to her that you can talk right now after getting beaten. That's bad. Now, try following what I do. I'll teach you how to breathe comfortably. Grandfather, did you also study martial arts? Let's talk about that after. For now, breathe in slowly and exhale. The breathing technique I tried for the first time allowed refreshing energy to flow into my body. After taking a few breaths, the pain soon went away and my body felt much more comfortable and lighter. That's incredible. Is this a breathing technique you developed? When I was a wanderer, I met an old man with a strange appearance in the mountains. I gave him some raisins and alcohol, and he gave me a book. I learned from reading that book. Perhaps that old man is a martial arts master, unknown to the wider world. Yes. You're smart, so you might as well read the book yourself. You're going to keep lying here anyway. Let me tell you that you need to rest for a full day. I only managed to read the first chapter myself and didn't go any further. If you are interested in martial arts, this could be your opportunity. Take it. A strange-looking old man who knows this breathing technique. What kind of person is this? Rest now. Where are you going? I'm going to inform Jongwon that you'll be staying here for a while. And, based on our conversation, I've come to learn something about you. I'm so glad that the young master has acknowledged you. Yes, I'm glad too. It meant a lot to me. There is heaven and earth, and there are people in them. People are born and live imbued with the energy of heaven and earth. By aligning and merging with this energy, you can have control over all things. No, isn't it from our parents that we are born? How can heaven and earth be responsible for our birth? There are all kinds of strange sayings. Anyway, the first part of the book was mostly written like that. The story continued for a long time, almost to the margins, but the moment I read that one sentence, I was able to understand the feelings of the old man who wrote the book. I was born too weak, so I gave lip on everything to pursue strength. So, here I leave behind a breathing technique that is the most fundamental part of my strength, though geeking Sveng H can, through continuous training, achieve feats as formidable as uprooting Mount Lai. Even though I only followed the initial breath of the book, the pain has almost gone. I must master these breathing techniques to freely control my body. 5 breathing techniques. 6 breathing techniques, arg. I never knew breathing could be this difficult. 8. Why is this breathing technique so challenging? It must be amazing. Huh. What's this? The pain is completely gone now? Well, I'm not sure who the elder that wrote this book was, but it's quite extraordinary. Yeah. It really can't be this easy. Can it? Just you watch. I'll master everything this book has to offer. Huh. Miss Soyeon? Miss Soyeon, to think you'd come to such a shabby place over a misunderstanding. I came to check on your health. How are you feeling? Sorry, it's my siblings' fault, and I apologize on their behalf. Sorry, it's my siblings' fault, and I apologize on their behalf. No need. You actually treated me so the pain wouldn't worsen, but still, I was worried you were more hurt than you are. Yes, I'm fine now. As long as I don't get scolded again for letting the lady into such a shabby room. Hee, I made you worry. I'll leave some medicine, make sure to take it. Until next time. Thank Grandpa Huang for me. Yes, Miss Soyeon. I thought it was just a punch I could take, but for Miss Soyeon to worry like this, I need to become stronger. 10 breathing. 12 breathing. 20 breathing techniques, let the numbers fade, as if losing oneself, and infuse each breath with sincerity and heart. What are you doing this late at night, still not lying down? Grandpa. Huh. It's night already? I thought it was morning. Huh, how long have you been away, Grandpa? You're still a bit dazed, huh? It's been more than half a day, obviously. Can't you see outside? Goodness. I thought it was only about half an hour of breathing, but hey, are you sure you should be up like this? Shouldn't your coccyx be aching, huh, what? Now, I don't even feel a hint of discomfort in m. I feel energy coursing through my body. As long as you can move, that's a relief. I have a story to share, so come and sit here. By the way, where did you go? Brought a bundle too. I went to organize my things and remembered a story Noma once shared with me. Before you were born, Yeep, there were 2 families fighting for dominance over Honam Castle. However, in their conflict, it wasn't the Meteor Sword Gate but the White Dragon Fortress, with its unconventional martial arts, that emerged unexpectedly victorious. Naturally, the Baekdo Alliance, which had predicted the victory of Meteor Sword Gate, was just as surprised and watched the fight between the 2 families. Meteor Sword Gate ceased the battle and retreated to their own faction. After that, the 2 families disappeared from the world, as if they had absorbed each other and disappeared. But recently, the successor of White Dragon Fortress has revealed itself. Is that the Yaels? If so, the Chusami should be in alliance with them. I did some digging, but the little information about the young lady's husband is oddly scarce. However, I remember. Noma used to say it like a habit. She knows too much. So I've been observing and keeping an eye on the first prince and the young lady. Damn, now I understand a bit. That's all I know. I'll thoroughly investigate the potential dangers in the young lady's marriage from tomorrow onwards. Perhaps then, I'll uncover more about the Yaels family. What about that bundle? Where did you get it? This. It's the clothes Noma made for me in his younger days. I kept it because I couldn't bear to wear or touch it, but since Noma left only this for me, I had to bring it. Grandpa, I understand your feelings, but isn't this too much for you? No. An old man like me needs to figure things out before you do. Just watch out so you don't end up in any mess. I might not be as smart as you, but I'm an old man who has been through it all. Besides, while I'm not around, you have to protect the young lady. Grandpa Huang left Kamseuk Seol early that morning. No-ma must have been a special person to Grandpa. But now, with No-ma and Grandpa both gone, only Miss Seoyeon remains. I wondered if I had burdened the old man with my troubles, but I found myself in a similar position. Instead of saving Miss, I found myself in a situation where I was saved. I need to become stronger. Why should I become stronger? Is it for vengeance, for justice like Grandpa Huang, or to protect loved ones like Grandpa Huang? Neither. I just want to live a life without regrets. Having grown up an orphan, serving in the homes of others, I earned to blaze my own trail. As a being transcendent of ordinary limits, who can overcome all of this, to do so, the path of evil and magic is much more suitable than the boring path of righteousness. This is why I chose the path of magic, Grandpa Huang. Miss Seoyeon, I've realized that I can't protect you now. Still, you're smart and will get through tough times by yourself. As you walk your own path, I too must seek my own. Grandpa Huang, I don't completely understand your feelings. But watching him leave the house, like he was chasing after No-ma, who he had cherished his whole life, his choice is different from what I desire. Is Yeep inside? Uncle Jongwon. Considering how much you like to wander, I was worried you might have met your end since you've been missing in action. I feel a bit unwell, not working and staying in the room all day has made your face look pale. Oh, by the way, if Grandpa Huang doesn't come back after a few days, he said you can take those clothes. Do you understand what he means? This is a big problem. Grandpa must have encountered some trouble. Did Grandfather Huang really say that? Yes, he did. Suddenly, Madam sent him on some errand, and he went quite far. Lately, Grandfather seems to be burdened with a lot on his mind, no doubt about it. Grandfather was caught red-handed. Someone who had been deceiving Cha Sanmi for decades, was discovered so quickly. Yeah. Seol Sangael and Seol Songi didn't act suspiciously for no reason. Cha Sanmi is trying to get rid of all the remnants of the Kamseuk Seol family before Sooyeon's marriage. With the young master gone, she can now easily get rid of Grandfather Huang. It's only a matter of time before I, who spent time with Grandfather Huang recently, am suspected. I need to act quickly. Grandfather, / will never forget this. I'll make sure to avenge you, Grandfather. Young master, you asked me to help Lady Sooyeon once, just once. Perhaps now is the time that you spoke of. The situation isn't favorable, and I can only offer a small help, but I'll make sure that nothing will happen to her. Grandfather Huang hasn't been seen for a few days. It feels like something is about to happen. My lady, I've got something to tell you briefly. Cha Wun-Yeop gave me this, saying that it belongs to you. Yes, thank you. I know you must be busy, so go quickly. This is the land deed of my father. That Seol Soo Beom Oraboni almost took the blame for. What is this book? A diary? Lady Sooyeon, I apologize for only being able to help you indirectly. By the time you read this diary, I would have already left the Kamseuk Daol family. The mysterious person, who the young lady is getting married to, is a dangerous person who is hiding their true identity. Even though the young master, Grandfather Huang, and I are not here, I'm sure you can handle it wisely, my lady. Please escape from the Kamseuk Seol family to a different place. Who is this? I've never seen him before. Oh my, who on earth? Phew, with this, I have settled all the debts in my heart. I no longer have any lingering attachments to this Kamseuk Seol family. Even though I lived there for over 10 years, am different from all of you. I don't have any intention or the thoughts of being tied down. From now on, / will only focus on what I have decided to do. Young master, Lady Sooyeon. Cha Wun-Yeop's story begins now. Mr. Huang finally died without revealing anything. I see. Understood. Now that I know his identity, I'll take it from here. Thank you. Deal with the body. Now, there's no one that can become an obstacle in completing the marriage. I never expected that an old man with such a ridiculous story would remain in the castle. It was a good decision to have Sangael and Songi keep an eye on him. With this, Cha Sanmi, the lady of Kamseuk Daol family, we have eliminated everything that was bothersome in the Kamseuk Daol family. Now, no one can stop us. Not only that insignificant lord, but Sangael and Songi will also fulfill their roles. However, this/s just the beginning. In order to accomplish what we need to do, there can't be a single exception. 5 days later. It seems no one followed me or anything during these 5 days. Maybe I should just rest for today. Phew, will spend another 10 days here, then head to a suitably rugged mountain to focus on training. To master this secret technique, I need to focus on training for at least a year, no, maybe 2 years. I'll need a martial art that is much more impressive and superior than the orthodox factions. Once/finish my training, I'll descend and find Lady Suyun's whereabouts first. Even if it takes several years, I'll find the enemies who infiltrated the Kamseuk Seol family and take revenge. And once my revenge is complete, maybe someday I'll even compete against the young master. However, that's not all. What/truly want to obtain with my own hands is, yes, since birth, I've always been alone. Once everything is over, I'll live my life as I please, truly embracing it. Freely and proudly. I will conquer this vast world. 2 years later. Oh man, you've been working hard since morning. I've just started sweeping, but it looks like you, too, went out and came back early, auntie. Can't help it, the new servant from the annex isn't doing his work, tsk. Even though he's also a servant, he's acting all high and mighty now that his wife is in charge of the house. He was at least a little more subdued when the old master was around. Don't you know what fear is? Talking like that. What if the lady or the master hears you? The atmosphere was gloomy for a while after the eldest son disappeared, and then the eldest daughter disappeared too. No wonder people say the Kamseuk family is declining. Their former glory is gone, and now they're just living off the scraps of other people's attention. Who would think of us as the best family in Kamseuk anymore? It's not unusual for the eldest son or eldest daughter to get married, right? I really hope that one day the eldest son will appear as a hero and rebuild the Seol family. That would be really great. Most of those who walk the path of evil are corrupted by the devilish nature during their martial arts training, and they commit evil deeds and debauchery, becoming public enemies of the Murim. Moreover, they give in to their inner demons and lose their grip on their power. Some of those, who chose the path of evil, meet their end by self-destructing or get executed. However, there were also those who lived as martial artists with their will unbroken even though they followed the path of evil. Among the current top 10 martial arts masters, only 2 of them belong to the unorthodox faction, Jaewi, the unorthodox hero, and his counterpart, the righteous demon. The rest of the martial arts masters are from the orthodox faction, but they have all reached the summit of their skills. One can see how bright and noble their nature was, even among the masters of the unorthodox faction. And this place is none other than the heavenly demon fortress, where the righteous demon Gal Min Hyok resides. Ugh, oh my gosh, I won again, Grandpa. This is my 3rd win in a row, right? Gal Min Ran, the granddaughter of Gal Min Hyok, as you promised, you have to teach me martial arts now Min Ran. Grandpa is saying this all for your sake. Isn't it too dangerous to teach you martial arts? Oh my. Are you saying that you will not keep your promise now? Grandpa, did you never even consider your promise to this granddaughter in the first place? No, Minran would never break my promise to you. Minran's Go skills are improving by leaps and bounds. At this rate, I'll have no choice but to teach my granddaughter martial arts. Taught her to go in the hope that she would stay away from martial arts, but how did things turn out like this? Gal Min-hyuk, who is known as one of the greatest martial artists in the world, is said to have been a scholar with no interest in martial arts when he was a child. However, he was a man with the talent and physique to spend his life with only Go and books. How great was it that his master begged him for several days and nights, to finally get him to set foot in the martial arts world. And just like him, his family has always been a family of scholars, with no interest in the martial arts. But somehow, Min-ran, the flower of her grandfather's eye, has always had a strong desire to learn martial arts. When she was young, she would come and rub her grandfather's shoulders whenever she saw him, but now she only cares about her grandfather's martial arts. My lord. There is a young guest who wishes to challenge you. His appearance is extraordinary, so I wanted to ask your opinion first. A challenger? It's been a long time. Ahem. Right. In this case I should personally greet the challenger. Wait a minute, grandfather, I haven't finished talking yet. Ran, I'll be back soon, let's talk later. There you go again, slipping away. Is it you? The young man who came to challenge the heavenly demon fortress. What is your name? Musbong. I have no surname, so I am Yumusbong of nothingness. I have come to challenge the Lord. What? Are you seriously asking for a challenge with the Lord? You fool. What are you talking about? Do you think you can request a challenge with the Lord of Heavenly Demon Fortress with just that kind of introduction? You bastard. You don't seem to care about your life. I never dared to challenge the Lord of Heavenly Demon Fortress. My sole desire is to find enlightenment within these walls, in any form it may appear. This guy deliberately says provocative things, but on the other hand he's also careful to be humble. He's honest but reckless, and yet he has a straightforward spirit. It's been a long time since I felt this kind of energy. Can you play Baduk? Yes, I can play. Fine, I accept the challenge. However, to challenge the Heavenly Demon Fortress, you must first win a game of Baduk against me. Follow me. The Reception Baduk match is a hurdle all challengers to Heavenly Demon Fortress must overcome. In the past, when many sought to conquer the fortress, Gal Min-hyuk devised this preliminary test. While it appears like a simple wager on the surface, if you look at it closely, Baduk is like a battle of numbers on the battlefield. To understand your opponent's moves and exploit their weaknesses, you need to engage in a battle of wits. If you play your moves well, you can gain territory and solidify your foundation. But Baduk is also a game where you can be overwhelmed in an instant and walk the path to defeat. Without a brain, you can't win a battle of strength. With natural talent and charisma alone, you can't see through the ways of the world. Until now, in the martial world, only one person has ever beaten me at Baduk. Even so, she only managed to win by half a house. Well then, let's begin. Are they still playing? Yes, lady. In the best of 3 games, he has won 1. However, this game seems to be challenging for him. It's been a long time since the winner was determined. I don't think he is a normal guy. He is a genius. Keeping his intelligence aside, anyone is bound to show mistakes or confusion as time goes on. But this young man is different. Moreover, the moves he has made on the board are, the game of Baduk is a way to reveal the opponent's character and personality. If you are clever and quick-witted, you will play like flowing water. If you are upright and honest, you will play like a mountain. He is like a wolf, guarding his territory like iron and never letting go of an approaching enemy. How can we deal with this formidable opponent? Playing Baduk with you only makes me more curious. Why do you want to challenge the Heavenly Demon Fortress? If you're as talented as you say, you could join any faction. And you will be able to develop much better skills than you have now. You may be a potential beast, but you're still a cub. If you pursue your training in a balanced and harmonious way, you will naturally evolve into an unparalleled and powerful entity. Moreover, the level of your internal energy cultivation shows signs of being refined through the righteous path. This suggests that he hails from a distinguished and renowned family. Why, then, would someone of your stature? I have something I want to accomplish. I've got people waiting for you without a particular reason. I've left behind someone dear to me that I couldn't take along. I've parted ways with someone who has a promising future ahead. Because I made a solemn oath with them, I must hasten my steps on the path ahead. I have only reached this point because I hurried to fulfill that intention. When it comes to decisive matters, there is no hesitation. You are destined for greatness. And if you weren't so caught up in your thoughts, you'd achieve even more. The tide has turned. I thought Slash was leading the game, but suddenly, I'm the one being outplayed. Did this happen so quickly while I was lost in contemplation? It's my defeat. Indeed, you are a formidable opponent. You wanted to challenge me to a sparring match. Did you genuinely want to compete with me? I never thought about taking on Lord Gal Minhyuk because I didn't believe I had a shot at winning. However, I thought that if I were to spar with Lord Gal Minhyuk, who has been regarded as a great master for many years, would undoubtedly gain great enlightenment on my own. Your humility is impressive. You are an admirable individual. Yes, that's right, Minran, stop eavesdropping and come out for a moment. This child is my granddaughter, Gal Minran. How long have you known? Playing Baduk isn't solely about winning a wager, it's also about relishing the game itself. Of course, that doesn't mean you can disregard the rules that were agreed upon. In that case, how about I spar with Ran, who has received your teachings? Though she recently embarked on her martial arts journey, Ran is already making strides in mastering the discipline. It would be a good opportunity for you to test your achievements so far. Moreover, if you are going to spar, you would have to wait for a few more days, and during that time, we could play another game of Baduk. Hold on a moment. It hasn't been long since grandfather taught me martial arts. And you are telling me to compete against this master? You've been making excuses and neglecting my training for the past 3 days. No, Minran, isn't that young man around your age? You should have taught me properly and then asked for it. If I grant this request, will you teach me diligently every day starting next week? Of course, that goes without saying. All right then, I entrust him to your care until our sparring match, young master. Sure, it seems that the grandfather was evidently not fond of the idea of his granddaughter learning martial arts. As time passed, the day of the sparring between the two arrived. The huge crowd packed Motto Castle to its fullest capacity. What was even more astonishing than the crowd is that young man actually challenging Lord Gal Minhyuk without any hint of fear. He looks resolute and stubborn just by his appearance alone. It's a huge crowd. But what's even more surprising is the strong aura they emanate. Although they're currently moving calmly like gentle waves, once the chaos erupts within the castle walls, it could escalate into a ferocious tidal wave at any moment. But Lord Gal Minhyuk is firmly blocking and containing it. It makes one realize how remarkable he is as a person. The opponent is the granddaughter of a renowned martial artist. Let's not let our guard down. That brat. He seems to be quite tense in my presence. Are you amused because you've offered your granddaughter in a match of Baduk? No. I didn't mean it to that extent, Gal Minhyuk's wife. So Chi-young, is it really that big of a deal? Considering the young man will be sticking around for the sparring session, and you know very well that you'll be obsessing over playing another game of Baduk during that time. The same goes for Minran. You've always said you wouldn't teach her martial arts due to the dangers, yet now you entrust her to spar with a stranger? Don't say such things. I'm well aware of Minran's personality. Just to be safe, I've conducted a thorough search on him and I made sure his martial arts engagement was with the Heavenly Demon Fortress's sword, so don't worry too much. Please take care of me, young master. Since I seem younger and less knowledgeable than you, may I take the initiative? You're being too modest, my lady. Very well, then. Don't hold. Indeed, such precision in your swordsmanship. As expected, your defense is formidable. This opponent is not to be taken lightly. That was close. How impressive is her adaptability. She also shows flexibility and swift decision-making in the circumstance. If I let my guard down, I'll be pierced. There must be a reason why grandfather had his eye on him. You have excellent skills, young master. It's the first time I've had such high expectations for an opponent as a martial artist. Will you be able to handle this sword too?